Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today we'll get into the career of a veteran who is considered a future Hall of Famer and considered one of the best to ever play the game. He's one of the very few who skipped college to play in the NBA and lived up to his name. He's a 4-time NBA champ and won a title with 3 different teams. Not only is he a great player, but a great role model on and off the court. So today's topic is the rise of LeBron James. But before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
Out comes Iguodala, 2-on-1, he'll find Curry, get it back, Iguodala puts it up, oh, LeBron tracked him down and made the rejection.
So LeBron Raymond James Sr. was born on December 30th, 1984 in Akron, Ohio. He was raised by his mom, Gloria James, and his father wasn't involved in his life. They struggled financially, so LeBron had to move in with his football coach, Frank Walker. Gloria wanted his son to have a stable environment after missing a lot of school. Frank was the first person to introduce LeBron to basketball at the age of 9. He started playing organized basketball in 5th grade and then later on went on to play AAU basketball for the Northeast Ohio Shooting Stars. He became good friends with Sion Cotton, Drew Joyce III, and Willie McGee, and they called themselves the Fab Four. They promised to go to the same high school, and they all chose St. Vincent St. Mary High School. LeBron James averaged 21 points and 6 rebounds only as a freshman. They were the only boys' high school team in Ohio to go undefeated, going 27-0. As a sophomore, he averaged 25.2 points, 7.2 rebounds, 5.8 assists, and 3.8 steals. LeBron was such a big name that they had to play all the home games at the University of Akron Arena that sat over 5,000 people. With only one loss, they won the state title for the 2nd time in a row. He was named Ohio Mr. Basketball and also became the first sophomore to be selected to the USA Today All-USA First Team. LeBron was featured in the Slam magazine before the start of his junior year. He also became the first high school basketball underclassman to be on the Sports Illustrated magazine cover. He averaged 29 points, 8.3 rebounds, 5.7 assists, and 3.3 steals per game. He continued to gain recognition and became the first junior to be named Male Basketball Gatorade National Player of the Year. The Irish weren't able to three-peat and lost in the championship game. After the tough loss, LeBron tried to enter the 2002 NBA draft and petitioned for a change in the rules, but it wasn't successful. In his senior year, LeBron and his team were so good that they traveled nationwide to play a number of ranked teams. He averaged 31.6 points, 9.6 rebounds, 4.6 assists, and 3.4 steals per game. He was selected to play in the EA Sports Round Ball Classic, the Jordan Capital Classic, and the McDonald's All-American Game. But let's not forget LeBron was also an elite football player. He played 3 years but sat out during his senior year because he injured his wrist. After his final season, he entered the 2003 NBA Draft. LeBron already received a lot of attention in high school, so everyone was a part of the LeBron hype. He was drafted first overall by his home team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, in the 2003 draft. He scored 25 points in his first NBA game and set the record for the most points scored by a prep-to-pro player in his debut game. He averaged 20.9 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists. He was the Rookie of the Year, even though the Cavs didn't make the playoffs.
Right now, but once the jump ball start up, I'll be ready to play.
The second half of our NBA Wednesday doubleheader on ESPN is
Going into the 2004-2005 season, he earned his first NBA All-Star selection for the East. He scored a career-high 56 points on March 20th. He finished the season averaging 27.2 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 7.2 assists per game. The Cavs missed the playoffs again, but won more games than they did in the previous season. In the 2005-2006 season, he won his first All-Star MVP and scored 29 points and a victory. He was close to winning the regular season MVP, but came in second place to Steve Nash. The Cavs made it to the playoffs for the first time since 1988, but lost in the second round. He finished the season averaging 31 points per game. During the 2006-2007 season, LeBron's numbers declined a bit, but the Cavs entered the finals at the number 2 seed in the East. He had a moment of greatness in Game 5 of the NBA Finals, and this was when the Jordan comparisons began. In 2012, ESPN ranked his performance the 4th greatest in modern NBA history. They made it to the finals, but were unfortunately swept by the Spurs. In the 2007-2008 season, he made another All-Star appearance and won the MVP for the second time. He also won his first scoring title, averaging 30 points per game. They were the 4th seed going into the playoffs, but lost in the first round. In the 2008-2009 season, for the first time, LeBron made the All-Defensive team. This was the best individual season that he's had so far, and he earned his first regular season MVP award, and also became the first Cav to win one. The Cavs made it to the conference finals, but lost in Game 6. He averaged 38.5 points, 8.3 rebounds, and 8 assists in the playoffs, but it just wasn't enough. So in the 2009-2010 season, LeBron was on a quest to bring Cleveland their first title, and he took it to heart as a personal goal of his. He had to step in and play a new role at the point guard position. They finished the season with the best record. In the playoffs, James played the worst game in his career in the second round. In Game 5, he shot 20% on 14 shots, and they lost the game. LeBron was booed after the game from his home crowd. The next game, they were eliminated from the playoffs. So moving on to the 2010-11 season, after a devastating end to the previous season, LeBron explored his options and became an unrestricted free agent. On July 8th, he announced on live TV where he was headed to next. ESPN titled the special broadcast The Decision, and LeBron let the world know that he was headed to South Beach and signed with the Heat. The money raised from this event was donated to different charities and the Boys and Girls Club of Greenwich. Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade announced that they were signing with Miami as well, and this was the beginning of the Big Three era. This only brought LeBron more criticism because he joined a super team and actually started the whole movement. Many still love LeBron, but most disliked him for leaving Cleveland. The Heat lost in the finals to the Mavs in 6 games. Many people love seeing the NBA's first super team losing, but it only added more fuel to LeBron's fire. In the 2011-2012 season, LeBron dropped the villain role and just went back to playing basketball and having fun. He was named the regular season MVP and finished the season averaging 27.1 points per game. They made it to the finals, taking on KD and the OKC Thunder. In the playoffs, he averaged 28.6 points and won the finals MVP along with his first NBA title. Headed into the 2012-13 season, he won another MVP. He didn't have much help because Wade and Bosh struggled in the playoffs, but they advanced to the finals for a second time. They fell behind 2-3, but came back to win the series and title for a second time. He won the finals MVP award, as well as averaging 25.3 points in the championship round. In the 2013-14 season, the Heat became one of 4 teams to go to the finals 4 consecutive times. They ended up losing in 5 games, so the Heat's chance to three-peat was ended. In the 2014-15 season, LeBron opted out of his contract and returned back to his hometown. Cleveland also signed Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. LeBron's new Big Three led the Cavs to the finals. They were defeated by the Warriors in 6 games. LeBron was so close to his goal of bringing Cleveland a championship, but once again, he came up short. In the 2015-16 season, the Cavs finished first in the East and with ease advanced to the finals. They faced the Warriors again as a rematch from the previous season. They fell behind 3-1, and it seemed like they would come up short again. But the Cavs became the first team in NBA history to come back from a 3-1 lead. This made LeBron's 3rd title, but first Cleveland title, just that much sweeter. He was the first player in history to lead both teams in all 5 stat categories. He earned another Finals MVP too, of course. In the 2016-17 season, he missed some games because of injuries. The Cavs came head-to-head with the Warriors again, but this time the Warriors were a super team as well, adding Kevin Durant to the roster. They came up short, and KD finally earned his first title. In the 2017-18 season, Kyrie was gone and traded, but LeBron still managed to lead his Cavs back to the finals and another rematch against the Warriors. He injured his hand because his anger got the best of him and he punched the wall. This affected his performance for the final games. They lost again, but this time in 4 games. So the 2018-19 season, LeBron decided to leave and join the Los Angeles Lakers. This is what he wanted to do because he's achieved all his goals and delivered his promise to Cleveland. The Lakers haven't made it to the playoffs since 2010, so LeBron planned on turning that around, which he did, but it took a little time. Due to injuries, the Lakers didn't make the playoffs this year. In the 2019-20 season, the Lakers redid their whole roster and got rid of most of their younger players. They acquired Anthony Davis as well. LeBron was the point guard and ended the regular season as the league's assist leader, averaging 10.2 assists per game. This unique season was finished out in the bubble due to the COVID-19 virus. The Lakers made it to the playoffs and advanced to the finals against the Heat. They won in 6 games, and LeBron won his 4th NBA title and 4th Finals MVP award. So in this 2020-2021 season, LeBron signed a contract extension with the Lakers for 2 years. He plans on winning back-to-back titles, but the 2020-2021 season has just begun in December and is currently being played. LeBron is so good, but is he the next MJ? Many people claim that he is, but others are not so convinced. He's done it all and is still going even at 36 years old. He's proved all the haters wrong and has claimed his title of being King James. No wonder why he's one of the most influential athletes in the world. So thanks for tuning in to watch today's episode as we looked at the rise of LeBron James. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.